The RCMP have a suspect in custody following a violent incident in a small community near Truro. The suspect was on the run for several tense hours this morning. And with that, we were just speaking with Shayna Luck, as you saw with Rosemary, but let's bring in Shayna once again. She's in Great Village, and this is close to where this morning's events unfolded. So Shayna, hello to you. Let's go over the events as you have them for those that are just joining us right now across the country, as I said, across multiple platforms. So what do we know at this point?
Hello, Michael. Well, it's been quite a morning, as I was just saying. We know that this happened, it began about 12 hours ago, around 11:30 last night in Portapique, which is shortly up the road from me, probably about a 10-minute drive from where I'm standing in Great Village. And we know from the RCMP that some kind of violent incident happened in Portapique. They are telling us that there were multiple victims. We don't yet know exactly what that means, whether that is 2 people, whether that is more than 2 people. We don't know how many yet. We also don't know anything about the state of the injuries to those people, or indeed we don't know whether those are fatalities. But we do know that when that happened, the hospital in Truro, which is probably about 20 minutes over to the west of here, that hospital went into lockdown right away at 11:30 last night. It stayed in lockdown until at least this morning. And this manhunt, shall I say, began looking for a suspect, a 51-year-old Gabriel Wortman. He is a denturist, and we believe he owns multiple properties in the Portapique area as well as in the city of Halifax and Dartmouth. So we do know that that person, Gabriel Wortman, has been apprehended. That happened probably about, I'd say, an hour ago, maybe a little bit more. The RCMP told us that they were able to apprehend him between here and the city. He apparently had left the Portapique area. There was some discussion that he might have been traveling in a vehicle that looked like an RCMP vehicle. He might have been wearing a uniform that looked like an RCMP uniform. We're a little unclear on exactly where those came from, how he got those. But shortly after the RCMP told us that, apparently he must have switched vehicles, or perhaps the RCMP updated their information in some way, because they later told us that he was sighted in a small silver SUV. So at some point after that, it all was happening very quickly, Michael. The RCMP told us that he was apprehended, and so he's in custody now. We're still waiting for an update from the RCMP this afternoon with exactly how this all unfolded, but that's what we know at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we've also been hearing from people who were essentially holed up in their basements all night long, talking about the great fear that they were experiencing throughout the night and into the early morning hours. So listen, Shayna, I know you'll be working the phones right now. You'll be working your contacts there on the ground, so we will speak again. But for now, thank you. That is Shayna Luck reporting from Great Village in Nova Scotia.